Hey, so me and my husband are having this conversation of what's the difference between an associate, a friend, a best friend, and another phrase that we thought about, which was like a situational friend. So I'll let him try to break it down and go.
Okay, so my original question was, people throw this definition of best friend out, and I'm saying my personal thing is everybody you meet is not your friend.
Nah.
So I'm really tired of people saying, oh, I know this person, that's my partner, that's my dog, that's my round, which in today's society, or even when I was growing up. So, with that being said, my thing is, when I looked at the definition for a best friend, it said that basically someone you hold above all other friends, someone you call, when you get good news, someone you want to go out with, someone you can trust. And my whole thing is, what if those are requirements for people even to become your friend in the first place?
That's a good point.
So that way, you don't have to necessarily pick a best friend, but you could pick a friend that could be molded or be able to handle your specific situation.
Mm-hmm. So, excuse me. So yeah, that makes perfect sense because everybody, and I was told that at a young age by my mother.
I tell my son that too. Now, everybody that smile on your face and know your name,
not a friend. That was my first grade
not
lesson.
Your friend.
Yep. I remember running. She picked me up from school, and I said, I think I was telling her something about what somebody did to me that I didn't like. And the first thing she said was, "Everybody is not your friend." And I was just like, "What do you mean?" But it stuck with me throughout my life, and it helped me understand that it's true. Everybody is not your friend, even if you've known someone for, I don't know, you could have known someone ever since you were in elementary school, hung out together, whatever. But when the going gets tough and they get going, they're not really your friend.
Yeah, when the going gets tough, they get going.
Yeah. And so that's, what do they call a fair weather friend? So
I ain't call them fair weather friend because rain, sun, sleet, shine, they gone. The weather ain't got nothing to do with it.
Well, if something really good happens to you, they might be Johnny on the spot, Jane on the spot,
or Leech on the spot.
Or Leech on the spot. Yeah, that's another good point too. So, because some people are in your life for a reason, a season, or for treason.
That means they need to be exited stage left.
Stage left.
But basically, my point was.
So what do you do?
My point was. Go ahead.
So okay, so let's say you don't know. What do you do if because if let's say you've been knowing someone since you were 5, 6, 10, 12,
5, 6, 7,
whichever, and there's oftentimes a lot of people that want to hold on to certain friendships because they don't want to face the alternative, and that could be really scary for some people. So I mean, what do you say to that?
So basically, the way I look at it is, do I have friends that I grew up with that I still talk from time to time? The answer is a resounding yes. Do I have people that I would consider friends from various stages of life? The answer would still be yes. But when I look at it as, overall, whole, I have people that I go to that can handle certain situations. Like, for example, if I won the lottery, or better yet, if I'm in the top 2% of America, and I'm explaining to somebody about a situation that I'm having with with a loan, with the creditor, or with a debt, or purchasing a property, how am I going to explain a situation to somebody who doesn't have aspirations to do those things? Like, in other words, to be considered a friend, you have to have from my standpoint, you have to have some type of credibility. Well, I mean, you could have been there basically, I don't know, when I broke an ankle. I didn't break any bones though. But when I broke an ankle, when I lost a loved one, when I went through a relationship issue, or when I won a championship, when I graduated from high school, when I graduated from elementary school, when I graduated from college, or at some high point or some critical period in my life. That could have been basically you showing me that, you know what, I'm gonna stick around and hang out with this dude, or I got this, or I have his back to help him through this process. I mean, because all the people out here calling other people friends and they ain't been verified.
Dude, what they do? I mean, you have to be, even Instagram verifies. So, I mean, if Instagram verifies to see if, I don't know, whatever celebrity, let's just say if Will Smith was really Will Smith on his Instagram, if Instagram verifies profiles, you need to verify the people within your life so that you don't get stuck up with a fan page or one of those like fraudulent pages and they're not the real person. I mean, it's almost, and then you have to realize that you have to be secure in who you are by yourself. I mean, I'm not an only child, but I was raised an only child. So I spent a lot of time by myself, and it doesn't really bother me to not, I mean, you want to have friends, you want to be able to, you want to go out to eat, you want to go to a movie, you want to go shopping, whatever the case might be, you want to, or something really great, like you were saying, happens, you want to be able to share that moment with, other people. Then yeah, you may want to, it's like, yeah, you want to have those friendships, but you also have to be okay with not having anybody else to celebrate your joys and your successes with. You have to be okay with being at peace with who you are and realizing that, friendships are not required. They're nice to have, but they're not a requirement of life. But you do have to have social interactions. That is a healthy part of life. So I don't want people, and I guess, you don't want people to get hung up on, well, I don't have a best friend, or maybe the person in my life that I thought was a best friend really isn't a best friend. You don't want to get hung up on that. You want to realize that, hey, when I, situationship, I guess, like the situationships.
Basically, to make a long story short, the best thing I could say is I do have friends. I have friends that I may go to in like key situations, just like a quarterback may go to a receiver or key situations, game-winning drive, things like that. I look at it from the standpoint of I have people that I know and I have friends. Which category are you in, and why are you in that category?
And don't feel bad. Like, that's the thing. People got to get out their feelings. Do not get in your feelings if for whatever reason, the person that you, let's say, once called a friend, you realize this person's not a friend. They're really
an imposter.
Or a good associate. You're really a great associate.
You can't be an imposter and a good associate.
Well, you can't be an imposter, no.
And a good associate.
But I'm saying they may not be a friend because they may not be someone that you can, if it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
So people should just start saying that they know of that person.
You know somebody.
I know of them, but you may still not know them. I know of them.
Yeah, you might. That's the point. You may know of them, or you may, just like if you want flowers, you may not want to get flowers at a Walmart. You might say, I really need to go to the flower shop because I know that's where I can get the best flowers. Or I could buy a cake out of Walmart. That's just general population. Yeah, you can buy a cake out of Walmart. But you might want to go to the bakery if you want the best cake.
Like Gambino's or Bombs.
Well, Bombs is nasty. Okay, if you're in Baton Rouge, if you know anything about Baton Rouge, which he's from Baton Rouge, so I'm not. So those bakeries, they don't register with me, but I know of them. But anyway, that's beside the point. There's certain friends that are good for certain things, and that's okay to have them in categories. You may have your money management friend that's really good on, let's say, stock advice. They're really good on budgeting. They're really good on something like that. You may have your little turn-up friend. Hey,
that's true.
I got my turn-up friend, but I can't ask him about...
you gave a good example, having that money management friend, right? Yeah. He may be the money management friend to you, and you can be the sports knowledge friend to him, or like in my case. Or you could be, guys like sports. Or you could be the turn-up friend. Y'all go out so y'all can relieve stress, so y'all can turn up together.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a symbiotic relationship.
Exactly. And it's like the other person.
Nobody feel used, abused, deleted, or mistreated.
Yeah. You know your role, you play your role, and you're content with that. Like, if someone said, you know what, all right, well, for me, let's say they may think, okay, let's say they want to put me in you're the good, let's say, I don't know, go out to eat friend, or if you may know some good restaurants, if you know, hey, if I want to go have a good meal, I know what person I need to go with. Like, I'm gonna pick her, meaning like, I'm gonna pick her to go out to eat, because I know that if I want to eat good food, I need to go with her. Okay, if I know that that's the type of person I am, and let's say that person to me is the good shopping person, then we could shop and eat together. You got your thing, I got my thing. And it's not a bad thing to know your situation to one another, and you still have respect for each other, but you know, hey, if I had relationship issues, well, you should talk to the person that you're in a relationship with. But that's number one. That's number one. But let's say I was single. If I was single, let's say, and let's say you're just casually dating, you may have questions. I may say, well, I know I can't ask my shopping friend about relationship advice, because
they're gonna tell you go buy some new clothes.
They might tell you, just go.
Might have been your wardrobe.
Retail might have been your wardrobe. You might need some retail therapy. That might not be what I need. It could be, hey, well, maybe I need to go to counseling. I might have needed to talk to a different person to say, hey, you might need to go to counseling and realize.
Or it could have been like, you know what, you might need to work on these issues.
Yeah.
Why you wearing your outfit? You might need to work on these issues.
Goodness gracious.
Might need to go practice.
Yeah.
Put your new outfit and practice.
Hold the wheel.
Jesus got the wheel.
Hold the wheel.
Jesus, take the wheel, Jesus.
Jesus gave you hands, so the Spirit can move through them and touch the wheel.
He took the wheel.
Oh Lord. Anyway, this is getting long.
We ain't family yet.
This is getting long. So we will end it here. What are your thoughts? Let us know. The takeaway is realize who is in your circle.
The takeaway, realize these categories that you put people in.
Yeah, you need to put them in categories. And we do them kind of automatically, but we don't really. Sometimes we don't really pay attention to it.
And you can flip. You can go from one category to the next. These categories are not set in stone.
Yeah, and sometimes they're time sensitive. So that's another point. You need to make sure that some people don't need to be with you for 10 years. Sometimes they may have only been good for 2. And you kept them for 8 more years for what? So, know thyself first. Know what are some needs that you have for yourself. And just make sure that you surround